News starts right now.
I applaud them standing for the rights of all Americans and all Texans to express their voice through their vote unencumbered. I will say that they are leaders who are marching in the path that so many others before did when they fought and many died for our right to vote.
They have done it again. Texas House Democrats, about 60 of them, broke quorum to avoid a vote on a resurrected version of the voting restrictions they defeated the last time they walked out.
Yeah, except this time they're on 2 charter flights landing soon in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Among them, a San Antonio lawmaker who tells our Jesse Degollado they'll stay up there as long as it takes to try to protect voting rights in Texas.
A few signs in support of their mission greeted what appears to be the busload of Texas House Democrats arriving to catch charter flights to Washington, D.C. Inside were 6 of the 7 state representatives from Bexar County.
I've got a few minutes here before we take off.
Including the South Side's Philip Cortes. Even the passenger flight instructions didn't drown out why he and the others were on board.
To ensure that no bills and no laws are passed to in any way prohibit, limit, or in any way discourage people from coming out to vote.
In a statement, Governor Greg Abbott says the lawmakers leaving yet again, quote, inflicts harm on the very Texans who elected them to serve. As they fly across the country on cushy private planes, they leave undone issues that can help their districts and our state, end quote. But it's expected they'll be welcomed in the nation's capital, much like they were last month when Vice President Kamala Harris praised the Texas Democrats who walked out the first time.
So we're going over there to see if we can secure additional allies, if we can unite our allies in our cause, and we're doing whatever steps are necessary to make this happen, including leaving the state of Texas.
By doing so, the Texas House Speaker put it this way, quote, these actions put at risk state funding that will deny thousands of hardworking staff members and their families a paycheck, health benefits, and retirement investment, end quote. The legislature has until September 1st to approve the budget, says Cortes, and they should be back by then, although the governor can extend the special session another 30 days. The mood on board, excitement and unity, says Cortes, but what about the DPS troopers who may come after them?
We'll address that when the time comes, if that happens.
Jesse Degollado, KSAT 12 News.
Nearly 5 years after San Antonio Police Detective Benjamin Marconi was shot and killed in his patrol unit, the trial for his accused killer is underway. Testimony getting underway this morning in the trial of Otis McCain, and the prosecution didn't waste any time showing videos of the moments Detective Marconi was murdered. Our Erica Hernandez has been covering this case all day. She joins us live with the very latest. Erica?
Yeah, Steve, the videos from the 2 cameras that SAPD unit that Detective Benjamin Marconi was driving that day he was murdered were being shown in court today. At first, though, the defense objected to that video being shown, stating that since the video was of Marconi's entire shift, the state couldn't pick and choose what parts to show during open court.
Well, this is an excerpt from a DVD, and the state's position is, well, they could have shown it to you. Well, now we're put in a position where we're going to have to say, we're going to have it all shown under the rule of optional completeness. Let's do it now, not later.
Now, Judge Ron Rangel eventually overruled the defense's objection, and the video was shown, the first one being the camera angle that shows looking out of the front end of his vehicle. The video shows the car that Detective Marconi had pulled over, and just minutes later, people running toward the vehicle and the investigation beginning. Now, that second video that was from in the interior of the vehicle was not shown yet since it was the end of the day, but we are expecting that tomorrow. Court resumes tomorrow at 12:30. Live at the Cadena Reeves Justice Center, Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Erica. We're live streaming the Otis McCain murder trial from gavel to gavel on KSAT.com. Every day you can track the trial as prosecutors and the defense team make their cases. You can find it right there on the homepage on KSAT.com, or you can download the KSAT TV app from Google Play or Apple.
San Antonio police searching for two men they say threatened a 19-year-old with a gun before stealing his car from a far west side apartment complex. This all happening around 7:30 this morning at the Westwood Plaza Apartments off Westward Drive near Highway 90. That's where police say the two suspects, at least one of them armed, went up to the victim in the parking lot and threatened him before taking off in his Dodge Avenger. According to police, the two men fired off 3 shots while driving off. Officers tried to track the vehicle with their helicopter, but they got away. No one was hurt, but 2 of the gunshots did hit some parked vehicles.
To the city's north side overnight, police say a rollover crash sent 2 people to the hospital. It happened just after 3 a.m. on 281 North and Bitters. Police say the vehicle came off the overpass and rolled over. Officers on the scene say the driver was unconscious when they arrived and was rushed to the hospital. His condition unknown at this time. We're told the passenger also taken to the hospital. No word on what led up to the crash.
Doctors throughout University Health System watched as their patients and community members struggled mentally through the pandemic. It spurred internal conversations throughout the system and beyond. Courtney Friedman shows us a new resource page released today offering an all-in-one place for people to look for assistance.
Mental health experts across Bexar County have acknowledged the bravery it takes for people to reach out for mental health assistance, but say many never end up getting that help because they don't know where to go. In a statement today, Senior Vice President and Chief of Behavioral Medicine for University Health, Dr. Sally Taylor said, "We knew the pandemic was causing distress for a lot of people, ranging from insomnia to suicidal thoughts. I wanted to make sure people knew what to look out for in themselves and others, including children, and to reach out if they were in crisis and not wait." So just this morning, they launched this full mental health resource page on their website. It includes sections on crisis services for things like suicide hotlines, substance abuse issues, and domestic violence help. There are options for both inpatient and outpatient services. It also has a section on child psychiatry resources. Dr. Taylor says we are seeing the effects of the pandemic, especially as things have started opening up and people might feel safer coming in for treatment. Hopefully people are realizing it's okay to ask for help. Courtney Friedman, KSAT 12 News.
I want to show you a traffic trouble spot right now. This is 281 South at Loop 410 West. It is always slow going here, especially so today, because of a stalled vehicle somewhere along that ramp. You can also see 410 itself down below, very slow going at this hour. There's a big recruitment push at the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, and it's coming as the latest numbers for crime and emergency calls are released. Sheriff Javier Salazar breaking down the numbers with Max Massey.
Your career is a key important thing in life.
Meet Santiago. He is one of the newer members here at the Sheriff's Office, and now there is a big effort to bring in more and more deputies.
We're trying to hire, just like every other law enforcement agency in the country right now, manpower is an issue.
There's a career fair this coming Saturday, and as an incentive, there is a $2,000 signing bonus for detention deputies.
We're still being a bit selective on who gets into the Sheriff's Office, understandably so.
BCSO is looking to fill hundreds and hundreds of positions, but the sheriff tells me it's not an easy process. It's going to be challenging, and they're looking for more and more accountability.
When we hit a stumbling block as an agency, we plow through it and we handle it transparently with the public.
This big recruitment push comes in the midst of an uptick in local crimes.
We are seeing a slight uptick in violent crime. We're seeing a lot more guns on the street. And so we just ask people to continue to call in activity and let us handle it as needed.
Calls to BCSO are up more than 4%. The sheriff says 2 of the big problems they're trying to address: domestic violence and child abuse. Another number that jumps out is the number of mental health calls, 318 this year, to their new SMART team.
That pairs up a paramedic, a mental health worker, and a mental health deputy, and the 3 of them will handle calls in the most appropriate way.
If you're interested in seeing the numbers or learning about recruitment, we have all that information right now. Just head to KSAT.com. Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
Take a live look outside with live cam. Kind of gray outside today, Sarah.
Yeah, that haze is some Saharan dust, which returned yesterday and today for the first time this season. It's an annual occurrence. We'll talk more about that in the full forecast. For now, though, the aquifer is up more than 9 feet since July 4th because of 8 consecutive days of rain around San Antonio. Now, in the pollen count, molds are low, which is good news. But again, we have that Saharan dust out there. We've got some pop-up showers and even a few storms on the radar out near Hallettsville, La Vaca, and Gonzales County, and also pushing into Kendall County near Bergheim. An outflow boundary is moving through San Antonio, dropping temperatures by about 5 degrees and sparking off a couple of isolated showers. We'll see those come to an end when the sun sets at 8:36, and temperatures will fall into the 70s, but it's going to be muggy, and it's going to stay muggy. Out goes the rain. In comes the humidity and high heat index value, and in some cases, Saharan dust. I've got that look ahead and an in-depth look at the radar and that outflow boundary coming up soon.
We had been married just 3 years, and I was like, where did this come from and why?
Weddings, graduations, grandchildren. These good times may have been missed if it weren't for a clinical trial. How new technology is playing the perfect matchmaker. Next at 6.
But first, let's go to the border watch, where a South Texas Border Patrol agent is facing charges accused of helping to smuggle cocaine through a checkpoint in Falfurrias. Officials say Oberlin Cortez Pena Jr. accepted $1,000 in exchange for helping someone carry coke make it through the inspection. According to arrest records, Pena served as a scout and gave information about inspection lanes, which lanes to use. He's also accused of giving tips on the best ways to hide drugs and methods Border Patrol agents use to find them, including how to distract Border Patrol canines. It is not Pena's first run-in with the law this year. He was also arrested on a DWI charge on March the 25th in the town of Alamo.
Right now, there are more than 378,000 clinical trials listed on the website clinicaltrials.gov. Millions of people look through the list each month to see if there is a new treatment, technology, or procedure that can help them or their loved one. Ursula Perry tells us about new genetic technology that can help you find the right one.
Andy Simon is a proud cancer survivor, ribbon-wearing man. He was diagnosed with glioblastoma multiforme, one of the deadliest forms of brain cancer.
He doesn't have long. That was my first thought.
But after surgery and taking part in a novel clinical trial, 5 years out, there's no reoccurrence of Andy's cancer.
There's no doubt in my mind that that clinical trial helped him.
But there are more than 1,600 clinical trials happening right now for glioblastoma patients.
It's not so much about rushing the treatment, but rushing to the right treatment.
New technology called Genome Oncology Precision Decision works like a matchmaker, taking the genetic sequencing of the patient and running it through a database.
We can look at numerous genes that predict what might respond to therapies. Rather than telling them about the standard treatment, I actually know walking in the door that, hey, we have this great study.
Andy and his wife believe his clinical trial saved his life.
So I believe in my heart that all of that he went through is the reason that he's here today.
To celebrate his last treatment, Andy put on a cape and proudly showed his Superman status.
My famous line is now, just have to kick its ass. And we've been doing that since, as a team.
Experts believe the Genome Oncology Precision Decision will also increase the success rates for clinical trial patients because the right patients are going to be perfectly matched with the right therapies. And it also works on all types of cancers. Ursula Perry, KSAT 12 News.
All right, Sky 12 is out and about on this day, and that is a very pretty picture of downtown San Antonio, but it's what's off in the distance
It is.
that we're going to talk about.
Yeah, the Saharan dust off in the distance, guys. To really for the first time this season. It usually is around from June to September in waves, and this is the first wave of the Saharan dust we've got. It causes allergy-like symptoms for some folks, itchy eyes, itchy throat. It's not particularly high out there today, but we are still seeing some effects from it. Now, looking at the radar right now, we have got some storms out in Lavaca County. A good chunk of rain fell there, nearly 2 inches earlier. These are all forming along an outflow boundary. A storm that's pushed into Gonzales County, moving into Wilson County, but these are practically stationary for the most part. And so they're dumping a lot of rain where they pop up, they pulse up, create some lightning, and then dissipate. And that's exactly what we're seeing along this outflow boundary. We've got one storm that has developed near Bergheim in Kendall County, and the Canyon Lake area got a good amount of rain. Let's go ahead and zoom into Bexar County. Can you see that outflow boundary? It's pushing through downtown San Antonio as we speak. If you don't get rain, it is reducing temperatures by about 5 degrees. In New Braunfels, it was 90, now it's 84. At JBSA Randolph, 90, now it's 84. We do see one shower popping up along 1604 on the north side. This is between Hollywood Park and just north of Madison High School along 1604 there as well. So this is going to be moving through Bexar County over the next hour. It's going to be random where it pops up a shower or even pops up a storm, but we'll keep an eye on it. We're not expecting severe weather, just a quick free car wash for those out there late this evening. Now, high temperature today was 90 degrees. That's cooler than average by 94, but this is so impressive. When you compare where we were at last year to where we are now, look at these temperatures. Okay, last year on the 12th, we were at 102 for the high. Tomorrow we're forecasting 90, and we were at 107 last year. So the rain cooled the air, the higher humidity keeping our temperatures down a little bit. And as we mentioned, you can see on the horizon though that we do have some of that Saharan dust. The good news is it's not affecting air quality all that much. Air quality, it's moderate. It's up a little bit from good, but it's not quite yet unhealthy for those who are sensitive to it. And for your Saharan dust forecast, we're expecting to see this layer thin out a little bit tomorrow. It'll be present, but it'll practically dissipate by Wednesday and Thursday. It does, however, look like we're going to see another plume move back in on Friday as well. So we'll have some more of that milky hue to the horizon. Other than that, it is humid. Dew points in the 70s, and we're not going to get rid of the humidity anytime soon. In fact, the weather pattern over the next few days is going to be fairly quiet, but hot and humid. Even though highs are going to be cooler than seasonably average, we're still going to have a heat index value close to 100 into the weekend. So plan accordingly for that heat and humidity. We can't shake that. We can get a lot of rain in July, but you can't shake the humidity in July. Now we've got a stationary boundary to our north. That's why we're seeing some of these pop-up showers. And we've also got the sea breeze. And the sea breeze is what's going to be the source for a small chance for isolated rain throughout the week. Looking at the future cast for tomorrow, starting off with cloudy skies, a lot like we did this morning, and in the afternoon partly cloudy skies with a few of those pop-up showers developing. So for tomorrow's forecast, 75 in the morning, a stray sprinkle is possible on your morning commute. Very humid, 84 at noon, partly cloudy, mostly cloudy in the afternoon, 90 degrees for the high. Again, cooler than seasonably average, but feeling warmer because of the high humidity. And looking ahead to the forecast, yeah, we're just going to see temperatures steadily warm up with that heat index near 100 over the weekend. But at least we'll be able to do some summery activities outdoors. You know, we had 8 consecutive days of rain. Looks like we're turning off the tap.
I like how you described the dust as a milky haze.
Yeah.
It's a lesser-known Jimi Hendrix song.
Thank you, Sarah.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, the Suns actually lost a game, and so we have a series, Greg.
Yeah, we do. And right now, the foul disparity was a big topic after Game 3 because of Giannis Antetokounmpo going to the line more than the entire Suns team. When we come back, are they crying foul? And lightning and golf don't mix again. After losing losing the first two games of the NBA Finals, the Bucks began their comeback last night by setting the Suns in Game 3 in a blowout. Giannis Antetokounmpo led the charge in Milwaukee by scoring his second straight 40-plus point game in the Finals with 41, and the crowd behind him lifted others by leading by example. He attacked the rim early and often, outscoring the Suns 54-40 in the paint, but unlike in the first two games, he got help from both Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton. Holiday with 21 points, including 5 three-pointers, while Middleton added 18 with another 3 three-pointers in the 120-100 route to get within one win of ending the series. So how did it feel for Giannis to dominate inside?
It feels good. It feels good to finish the play, but at the same time, you know, there's so much traffic in there. But hey, I gotta, you know, keep the ball high, make the right play. I feel like in the previous game, Game 2, there was so much traffic. I was, you know, able to make the corner pass to guys or make the right pass, you know, guys, you know. But now being at home, you know, you have a little bit more confidence. Your legs feel a little bit better.
Now, the Phoenix Suns struggled with their shots, led by Devin Booker, only able to score 10 points, finish only 1 out of 7 from three-point range. Another big problem for the Suns' inside game is that DeAndre Ayton ran into early foul trouble. As a result, was only available to play 24 minutes. Speaking of fouls, the Suns only went to the line 16 times compared to the Bucks, who made 26 trips, 17 alone for Giannis. So how do you get Ayton through this when clearly they were targeting him?
I don't even want to go there. It's pretty self-explanatory. You know, we got to figure out or define what is a legal guarding position, because, you know, there's times where he can move his hands out of the way, but, you know, it's hard to tell a guy what to do when somebody's running into you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what a legal guarding position is at times, but they were aggressive, and we have to give them credit. I'm not going to sit here and complain about a team that's aggressive, but we have to understand how the refs are calling the game and then adjust to that.
Game 4 not until Wednesday, live here on KSAT 12. Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine is hit the newsstand starting this week. Easily recognized by the all-Aggie defensive cover featuring San Antonio's own DeMarvin Leal, number 8, right in front of you. It's part of the new crew that is expected to lead the Aggies' charge for a national title. It's after they finished 9-1 last year and 4th in the nation. We begin tonight with the Class 6A preseason state rankings, where Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine has the Brennan Bears as the highest-ranked team out of San Antonio, number 17. That's because they have as many as 14 starters back this season, 8 on offense, 6 on defense, of a team that finished 10-2 last season. Preseason favorite number 1 is the defending state champs in Division I, Austin Westlake. So here's a look at the highest ranked teams in the top 50 in the state. Brennan is 17, followed by Reagan, Steele, Judson, Smith Valley, and Johnson at number 50. Congratulations to former Spur Vinny Del Negro, who became the first basketball player to ever win the American Century Championship, the annual celebrity golf tournament, by beating former Braves pitcher John Smoltz in a one-hole playoff. Vinny dedicated his victory to his father, who died Wednesday in hospice. Look out. That was our play of the week last night on Instant Replay, which has gone viral when lightning struck this golf ball in midair at Top Golf. Thomas Gomez is the young man with the swing delivering the drive at 88 miles an hour when it was struck by that bolt. Luckily, no one was hurt. Just remember, next time, drop the metal club should lightning strike twice. And that happened here in San Antonio at the rim.
Wow.
So remember, learn something from Caddyshack.
Good tip. Thank you, Greg.
Sure.
It's quite a swing.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Over the last couple of weeks, we've been taking a couple of days a week out to meet some of the new faces at San Antonio City Council. Well, our next guest is a new face, but a familiar name. Phyllis Villagran takes over from her sister Rebecca in District 3 as councilperson. Phyllis, first off, congratulations. And, you know, is it hard to follow your sister when it comes to being a city council person?
Thank you. It's not hard. It's a little challenging. She did such a great job and worked so very hard. I think there's some expectations there that I need to live up to, which is encouraging. But people are learning that I'm a different person and it's going to be a little different. So I'm excited. It's very exciting to have a predecessor that worked so hard and did so much for the district.
Wonderful. You know, something I spoke at length with your sister about was vaccination rates. At the time time, we were very much in the midst of the pandemic, and there was a major effort to help vaccinate those living in District 3, which has a predominantly Latino population. Can you talk to us about where the vaccination rate is right now in your district, and if you are continuing that effort, considering the uptick that we're seeing in positivity rate?
We are definitely continuing that effort. I don't have the exact rates, but they have done such a good job of making sure that the vaccine rollout was completed. And what I'm hearing is that our residents have been fully vaxxed. They got their first shot, they got their second shot, but we will be making a push to make sure if there's any that only got one shot, that they go in and they get fully vaccinated. And we will be making an effort to make sure that we communicate that how important vaccination is, especially if you're heading back out to the senior centers and the events that we'll be having all summer long. So yes, the one thing, when I started the campaign, I thought that the rollout was going to be a priority when I got into office, but City Council and my sister and the women of the council did such a good job that it hasn't been it hasn't been the priority that I thought it would need to be. But we are still continuing with the pop-ups, and we have a lot of opportunities to get vaccinated with one shot in the district. We did it throughout the district during Fiesta.
You are a former teacher. You worked for Senior Planet, helping senior citizens get around the internet. When was the first time you thought, you know what, maybe I want to be on city council?
Well, it was after my sister was elected for her final term, people started to ask me if I would be interested in running for city council, if I was going to run for city council. I really just left it up to see where our leadership was and who was there and going to step up. And it really was probably 2019, close to December 2019, that I started seriously thinking about running, especially since we needed strong leadership. And then the pandemic definitely confirmed that I needed to run and win to get in there to make sure our district had strong leadership as we got through this crisis.
As Steve mentioned, you work with senior citizens, and so I imagine you have a unique perspective when it comes to the needs of this community. Can you talk about how you're incorporating this into the framework of your term and what you hope to accomplish these next few years? So seniors, in the survey, this senior services was top of the priorities for the district, for the members that filled out the survey in our district. It definitely is a priority of mine. When we talk about infrastructure, when we talk about public safety, when we talk about getting people back to work, we need to think about the seniors. Do they have the housing abilities? Do they need improvements of their housing? And I'm planning to make sure, one, that our senior services are fully funded, and then when we make future decisions, we're thinking about those aging and over 60 and what sort of that they can age in place with dignity. And sometimes that's going to be living in their own homes. Sometimes that's going to be new housing development where they can live in the district and enjoy their days there.
You know, you talked about the survey. We're talking about a budget survey that right now anybody can take. But of course, you would like people from District 3 to let their voices be heard. It's saspeakup.com, www.saspeakup.com. We've got it on the screen right now. Talk about the importance of this survey.
This survey is important because when we go into our budget planning sessions, it lets the council and the rest of the district know what are the priorities for the district. We had a good turnout, about 400 surveys. I believe we can get another 400 before it ends in July from the District 3 residents. Senior services and infrastructure was the top priority. And it's important that we continue to share our voices of where we want that focus as we go into a budget that is going to be leaner than it has been in past years, but we still have the funds needed to get things done within the district and the city.
Your sister and predecessor, Rebecca, served 4 terms with City Council. Do you plan to do the same, or is it simply too soon to tell right now?
Yeah, I plan to serve as long as the residents of District 3 will have me. I think one thing we learned starting with Councilman Ray Lopez and Ray Saldana is that if you are there and you're there for 8 years, you can make great progress in your district and see real growth and development. So I like the idea of definitely being here for the next 8 years and moving my community forward.
You know, if there was one district where we knew there would be a smooth transition, it was Council District 3 between the Villagrán sisters. Phyllis Villagrán, again, congratulations, and we'll hope to talk to you soon.
Yes, talk to you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We'll be right back. Will people need a COVID-19 booster? The answer depends on who you ask and where you live. It's a hot topic right now, 7 months out from the first American outside of a trial getting vaccinated. Hundreds of millions of Americans have rolled up their sleeves since then. More than 56% of people 12 and up are fully vaccinated, but Pfizer is talking to government officials about the possibility its vaccine might need a booster after Israel released data showing a marked decline in its effectiveness from more than 90% down to about 64% as the Delta variant spreads. Now, people in Israel who are immunocompromised will be able to get a third dose of Pfizer's vaccine, and the UK recently announced it might offer boosters as well. But the CDC and the FDA say Americans who have been fully vaccinated do not need a booster shot at this time. At this time there being the key phrase.
That doesn't mean we stop there. They continue. I mean, there are studies being done now, ongoing as we speak, about looking at the feasibility about if and when we should be boosting people.
Dr. Fauci says even though the FDA and CDC say boosters aren't necessary now, that could change as more data becomes available. Take another live look outside with live cam. As we've been mentioning, it's been a hazy day and 85 degrees right now, Sarah.
Yeah, and some people can feel the Saharan dust in the air. This happens every year, though, between June and September. I thought I'd start off with a Saharan dust fact. All right, this is really impressive.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. 182 million tons of that Saharan dust is lofted into the air each year. That's about 689,290 semi-truck loads of dust. So yeah, no wonder you're wheezing and sneezing. That will be around for a little bit longer, and we'll take a look at the Saharan dust forecast coming up in the full forecast. However, there's a little bit of rain on the radar. Let's take a look at that near Hollywood Park, just north of 1604 there, moving into the Stone Oak area. This is all along an outflow boundary, which has cooled us down at the airport from 90 to 82 in the last couple of minutes. With the sunsets, though, we'll see the rain turn off, and it'll be a muggy evening with temperatures falling into the 70s by midnight. A look at that Saharan dust forecast coming up, and of course your weather forecast as well. Isis?
Space travel pretty much has all the buzz right now, with the world's attention captured by billionaires Richard Branson and Jeff Bezos' race to space. A couple of lucky everyday people will be getting their turn too. Virgin Galactic is teaming up with Omaze for the chance to win a seat on one of the company's first commercial voyages to space. One winner and a guest can rocket more than 50 miles above Earth and experience zero gravity for a few minutes. Anyone over the age of 18 can enter on omaze.com through August 31st.
Would you want to do that?
Nope.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Each $10 donation equivalent to 100 entries. The money supports the nonprofit Space for Humanity, which aims to expand access to space. Virgin Galactic hasn't released details on when the flight will take place. Virgin CEO Richard Branson successfully returned from a test flight on the VSS Unity on Sunday. Amazon chief Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin is scheduled to take flight next week.
I'm nervous enough just getting on a regular flight.
Yeah,
I'm good.
yeah.
I'm good. Super Mario has smashed a record. A sealed copy of Super Mario 64 sold at auction for more than $1.5 billion. Wow. Dallas-based auction house Heritage says it's the most expensive video game ever bought.
The old record, just 2 days old, that was the Legend of Zelda Nintendo game, selling for $870,000. Super Mario 64 released in 1996. It was the first Super Mario edition to feature 3D gameplay.
And photos of some big fish are making a splash online. Giant goldfish like these have invaded a lake in Minnesota. The city of Burnsville is trying to get the word out to locals and others who may be getting rid of a pet goldfish. Officials say the fish can get bigger than you think.
And more, the giant goldfish have been showing up in the area lakes in the last couple of years. And apparently, when the fish food is taken off the menu, they're eating whatever they can get. And as you can see, goldfish can explode in size. It's not just bad for the fish, it's bad for the lake as well. Officials say the invasive goldfish contribute to poor water quality by mucking up the bottom sediments and uprooting plants. I am very surprised by all of this because when we have goldfish at our house, they don't stay alive very long.
I know.
Yet you put them in a lake and they're going to survive.
There you go. Wow.
I keep on remembering like my tiny goldfish Sophia when I was in first grade. Who knew that she could get that great of size?
Wow.
But wow, that's impressive. We are still seeing some rain on the radar this evening from an outflow boundary from some storms that were up near the Bastrop area. This outflow boundary very visible on the radar. It's dropping temperatures by about 5 degrees as it moves through Bexar County. And in some spots, it is firing off a few thunderstorms. But as you can see in Gonzales County, those thunderstorms are dying down as we speak. A quick splash and dash shower through Wilson County near Stockdale and in parts of northern Karnes County. And then further on down to the north, the shower that was over Bergheim has dissipated. Zooming into the Hollywood Park area near Reagan High School and the Stone Oak area, this shower and even a rumble of thunder is dissipating as well. Here is that clear outflow boundary. It's pretty much moved through Bandera right now as we speak, approaching 151 and approaching the south side of town. That'll drop temperatures by 5 degrees. And as you can see, with a loss of daytime heating, we're seeing these showers and storms come to an end, so it will be a quiet night. On the Almanac today, a high temperature of only 90 degrees. That is 4 degrees cooler than seasonably average, but in the distance you can see the haze on the horizon from the Saharan dust. It was fairly dense today, not as dense as it could be, but looking into the future, we're only going to see a lighter amount of dust tomorrow. Still present, still noticeable as a haze on the horizon, but by Wednesday and Thursday, that'll dissipate. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to get another round and another just quick wave of this Saharan dust by Friday and Saturday. Again, it shouldn't really cause that many issues out there. You may just notice if you're particularly sensitive to it, some allergy-like symptoms and the hazy skies. It will lead to vibrant sunsets, though, so that's the plus. And those plumes will come and go until September, when we usually see that Saharan dust season come to an end. Happens every year for us, so it's nothing new. On the weather pattern, we've got a stationary boundary to our north, which produced a lot of rain for central Texas, and it's what allowed for our outflows to spark off a couple of isolated showers here in San Antonio. It's going to be quiet over the next several days, but as is typical in the summertime, the sea breeze will fire off a few showers and storms along the coast, and 1 or 2 of those may inch into the San Antonio metro area. So for that reason, we have about a 20% chance for rain tomorrow, but we'll start off with cloudy skies, and in the afternoon, look at those sea breeze showers developing. So we'll be monitoring those carefully. Another day where the temperature will not go beyond what is average this time of year, which is 94. We'll likely only see a high temperature of 90 after a lunchtime temperature of 84. And it's going to be humid. That 90 will feel closer to 97. Even hotter off to the west, 97 near Del Rio, 92 near Eagle Pass, and 95 in Laredo. As I mentioned, just some sea breeze showers until Thursday. Then we'll see a fairly quiet weekend. The one catch is, though, once the tap turns off, the heat index is going to be close to 100 over the weekend, even though the temperature is still going to be right around seasonably average. And of course, we'll have that other plume of Saharan dust. So we'll keep you informed, but it's going to be nice to enjoy some summertime activities over the weekend, especially after the washout we saw last week. 8 days of consecutive rain. Stephen Eases.
Thank you, Sarah. In case you missed it, it's coming up next. Here's today's In Case You Missed It.
Hey there, good morning. It is Monday. It is July 12th. We hope you had an awesome weekend.
House Democrats raising eyebrows when they left Austin for Washington, D.C. before Republicans could even really start debating a voting bill in the special session convened by Governor Greg Abbott.
You may remember back in May, Democrats walked out of the Texas Capitol to block the election overhaul bill. One of the reasons the special session was called. The election bill would outlaw 24-hour polling places, ban ballot drop boxes, and increase access for partisan poll watchers. An update now on a deadly crash that ended in a fire. The victim has been identified as 23-year-old James Gabriel Garza. He died last Monday after he crashed along Loop 1604 in Valero Way. San Antonio police believe that Garza crashed before the car began to burn. No other vehicles were involved in the crash and no one else was hurt.
A 73-year-old man is dead after he was swarmed by bees in South Bexar County. The sheriff's office says he was stung hundreds of times along State Highway 16 South.
That's where he was found unresponsive. They say that a woman tried to resuscitate him and was also caught up in that swarm of bees and stung. The extent of her injuries not known at this time.
Rising COVID-19 case numbers in U.S. hotspots as the Delta variant rapidly spreads.
Wherever vaccination rates are low and you have a high percentage of the virus isolates are the Delta variant, which is twice as transmissible as the original lineage, you're going to have lots and lots of COVID cases and lots of hospitalizations.
Still seeing a few showers popping up along this outflow boundary. Right now, the area is getting rain. Kirby and moving into Alamo Heights. We're also seeing some rain out near Lavernia and Adkins as well this evening. Now, with the sunset, this activity is going to come to a close. We'll be looking at a high temperature tomorrow of 90 degrees, a little bit of Saharan dust left in the air, and a small chance for a pop-up shower or storm, mainly in the afternoon. And then Wednesday and Thursday, that Saharan dust will temporarily go away before it returns by the weekend. Heat indices are going to be near 100 degrees over the weekend, so get that sunscreen ready.
Thank you, Sarah. And thanks so much for watching the 6 o'clock news.
See you back here on the Night Beat at 10.